we just watched a big part of a review of the Superman versus Batman, Batman versus Superman with Mike, Jake, and Rich, okay? I'm sorry you went through so much watching that movie. I can imagine the agony and the frustration you went through for an hour and a half.
It was 2.5 hours.
Oh, 2.5 hours. I'm sorry. Woo, boy, that's more painful. I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah, you have to go through 2.5 hours staring at something which is ridiculous, terrible, you don't like it, and then you have to review it. Mike, Jake, and Rich, go see My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2. It's very therapeutic after what you went through with this one, with Batman versus Superman, Superman versus whatever, Batman and ever. My Big Fat Greek Wedding is very therapeutic. It's very good. I don't know what you like, but I like it. So anyway, I suggest, you don't have to do anything. I'm just watching you. I think you guys great. But just go see My Big Fat Greek Wedding too. It's an hour and a half. You will laugh. You have good time. Anyway, we just saw bits and pieces for the Batman versus Superman and vice versa. I just got a headache in, what it was, like 4 or 5 minutes?
It was about 3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes. I just got a headache just watching this thing. Who the heck made this movie? First of all, the Superman I know is a hero, is something who flies over buildings and everything and rescues people. What's the point of this? What kind of thing is this? They were both fighting. And who won? Nobody. This is ridiculous. I don't even want to go see the movie.
I don't want to either. This is one of the few times where I'm not even curious to see, because it looks so head-poundingly miserable.
Right.
And I already hated Man of Steel. Zack Snyder directed that too. First of all, I hate all the handheld camera work. Compose shots that are clear and that look nice. Make Superman's colors bright, not drab and muted, and it's almost like brick red or crimson red. I don't know, maybe that's not the right word, crimson, but like brick red. It's really dark. It's trying to make Superman like cynical and modern, and making him like succumb to what audiences expect now in a way, or they think they expect. Although in reality, I think they really do appreciate good superheroes because the Marvel movies are so popular with characters like Captain America. But making him so serious, like I hear he doesn't smile at all in this movie, like he's not nice. Can you imagine that? Like Christopher Reeve Superman acting like that?
No.
You look at him like he rescues a kitten out of a tree. He smiles, he jokes, and he doesn't go like yelling at criminals. Like he's always polite. He's like, excuse me, bad vibrations?
Yeah. You know what? I saw, you know me, I love Lucy, okay? In one of the shows, it was the little Ricky's birthday, not the Ricky Rica, the little one, the little boy they have, supposedly. And it was his birthday, and invite the Superman to get there. And the Superman I saw, what was that, 50s, the mid-50s, early 50s, I don't know what it was that. I wasn't even around at the time, but I saw it in black and white. That Superman, he was so real, supposedly flying around the building, entertaining the kids and stuff like that. But also, he was a hero who rescued Lucy, because the Superman was late coming, or supposedly wouldn't be able to come or something. He changed his mind, and she went outside in the apartment on the third, fourth floor, and he was standing outside, and he went to rescue her. And it was so pleasantly, you feel just, you have good feeling watching, and Christopher Reeve, oh gosh, you know what? No one can replace Christopher Reeve. He made the Superman real, It was, like I said, it gives you good feeling to watch Christopher Reeve play Superman.
Yeah, he doesn't punch people, he rescues them.
Superman.
And he doesn't fight. Like, he even says something to Lex Luthor at some point or something in the first movie. He's like, I'm not going to fight you. How much better is that Then
Yeah.
in Man of Steel, Superman and Zod's from Krypton 2, they punch each other so hard that the shockwave comes from their punch destroys buildings, and buildings fall over, so thousands of people die, innocent people die. And Superman could try and rescue people. They could have written the movie that way, but of course no. He just fights and hits Zod, and it's just numbing. It's so miserable to watch.
What they do, they make Superman ugly. Why? I don't know.
Because
I don't
that
understand.
feels like cooler. That feels
It's
like
not cool. No.
It's like modern audiences are too sophisticated to appreciate a bright, optimistic character. First of all, who actually cares about people. Superman in the first Man of Steel, he doesn't care about people. He lets thousands of people die. Tens of thousands of people likely, and then at the end he tries to stop 4 people from being killed, and he's desperate to do it, but there's nothing that builds up to that point. He's let thousands of people die, but then 4 people are about to be killed when Zod's about to shoot them with his laser vision, and he snaps Zod's neck. But it doesn't work at all because he just let thousands of people die. If it was to work, he would have tried to rescue people. There's nothing you aspire to with somebody who just punches and punches like that. Somebody wrote, I can't remember, maybe it was just some commenter on the internet, that we shouldn't want Superman to be more like people. We should want people to be more like Superman. Meaning Superman doesn't want to just hide and blend in and not help people and just be concerned about his own life. Which that bothered me about the Batman vs. Superman trailer. Martha Kent, Superman's mom, says you don't owe the world a thing. What? She seems like a dick when she says that. Like, what are you talking about? He has an incredible skill. You don't owe the world a thing? Earth exists like is your new home because Krypton was destroyed. What do you mean you don't owe the world a thing? This is a new world that's accepted Superman, more or less, and his destruction, and she's saying you don't owe the world a thing. In the context of the movie, I'm sure there's some more nuance to it. But, and she also says be an angel to them, be a guardian, whatever, but why would she even say, what kind of lesson is that? You don't owe the world a thing. But why? There's nothing exciting about that. There's nothing. That's the problem. It's like Zack Snyder, the director, thinks it's more exciting to have people be serious and angry and dark. But there's nothing that gets you excited about that idea. Anybody can do that. It takes an extraordinary character who says, no, I do owe the world, like I do care about people, and who actually wants to rescue them. I'd love to direct a Superman movie someday where the colors are bright, it's not muted, and like, oh, we're not doing that childish, cartoonish stuff, we got to do it serious. No, Superman's the one character who should be bright and optimistic and actually help people and actually cares about them a lot, and his only regret, his weakness, is when he can't help somebody. That's much more exciting to me than Superman in the rain yelling at Batman, stay down, if I wanted it you'd be dead already. What's exciting? It's just a powerful guy who looks like Superman. That's not Superman.
What it is to me is
it's a waste of the character.
In simple English, Superman is a hero. Superman is the good guy with lots of power. What's the director?
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
He's an idiot.
Let me tell you something. You make Zack Snyder, you make a Superman a murderer, and the opposite what he is. Listen to this criticism. The whole country criticize you and learn your lesson. And wait a minute, don't make Superman ugly like this. You know, what the hell are you thinking? Not only that, his mother should say, go be a hero and rescue people and help. Not that. So in the end, Zack Snyder, you deserve a big 0 and suck a lemon.
I don't get it. He doesn't even like Superman.
No.
I mean, it's more exciting to watch Superman in the 1978 movie, just even with the dated special effects, which still look fairly good, and it's shot well. It's shot way better than Snyder's Superman. That's what I don't get. The Snyder Superman, like, he shoots the movie all shaky, handheld camera like this, like, following.
Oh, really?
It's so cheap. Like, why can't you set the camera down, get a clear shot that's well composed, with clear lines and vantage points and whatever, and classically composed and moves with some precision? Instead, the camera shakes around like this, like it's more street level and interesting. But it's not interesting. And then when I watch just scenes from the Christopher Reeve Superman, It's so much more exciting just to see a moment where he's joking with Lois, or when he plays Clark Kent and he's acting all nervous. So much more exciting. That's a better special effect than seeing a building get destroyed when Superman flies through it.
Christopher Reeve make a Superman real, and he's the one and only who did it. But if this guy Zack Snyder make the Superman hero, my God, they try to make it the opposite, the exactly opposite.
It's a waste of Superman.
And so what in the end? What happened? Nobody won. Nobody done anything. It's ugly. It's disaster.
Superman in Man of Steel, after explosion after explosion, it's just numbing. Like Mike was saying, the movie gave him a headache.
Yeah,
like, it was so miserable.
Listen, I just watched 3.5 minutes,
yeah.
and I got it. I said, because you know why? You get a headache because you don't like it. It's not the way it's supposed to be.
It's so ugly, dark,
it's
and
so
raining.
ugly, dark, and everything, and I got just that. And what I watched, just a little bit. My God, it's an amateur can make a better movie than this.
I think so. I would love to direct a Superman's movie someday that actually makes him a good character. Now, Superman in Man of Steel, after explosion after explosion, building destroyed, it's just numbing. Like, after a while, you're just numb to it. You're tired of it. It's like the volume got turned up all the way and didn't change. At the end of the movie, you know, the military in the movie, they're suspicious of Superman. They're like, you can't have this kind of control over us. This military officer and his subordinate, they're driving along some kind of country road, like a dirt road. All of a sudden, a Predator drone, it's like an unmanned airplane, crashes in on the road in front of them. Superman comes down, he threw it there. Superman threw that drone and destroyed it and blew it up in front of them and says, I know you've been tracking me with your Predator drones. Just know it won't work. Like, you don't have any control over me. He's basically telling them, like, fuck off, I can kill you if I want. How much better would it have been if Christopher Reeve and his Superman, for instance, if he just flew up along the window, he was polite to people. That was a great power. You know, he would say to the police, like, officer, arrest this man. How much better would it have been? This shows how little storytelling sense Zack Snyder has. If Superman just flew up next to the car the military officer was in, like a police officer, knocked on the window while it was still driving forward. You know, he's flying next to it, knocked on the window and said, excuse me, like, would you pull over, please? Something like that. And just stop and talk to him instead of blowing up a plane in front of him. And it comes after 100 different explosions already. So by that point, I was tired of seeing explosions.
Yeah, I mean, oh, God, Just folks, please forget this. Just go see my big fat Greek wedding. It's much better. I swear to God, it's so much better. It's so much entertaining. Instead to see something where they make it so ugly.
Mia Vardalos, I'm sure, could direct a better Superman movie.
Yes, of course she can.
Zack Snyder.
Well, yeah, of course she can.
But my goodness, just explosion after explosion. Maybe you should review Man of Steel at some point. I have no desire even to see Batman versus Superman just to even review it. I have no desire to.
Cartoons are better than this. I either watch The King of the Hill or something. Or Homer or Homer. What was that? The Homer.
Homer on the Simpsons.
Homer on the Simpsons. The Simpsons. Or watch Good Night Moon or ever something like that. Instead, watching this. This is a bang, 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 and everybody's fighting, and so what? The end is nothing.
It's a
nothing.
Ridiculous belief to think that audiences are too cynical to appreciate an optimistic Superman who would rather die than let an innocent person get hurt. That's what a good hero is. He would rather be harmed than let an innocent person get hurt. Instead, in Man of Steel, my goodness, I'll show you some of the scenes. Actually, I can show you right now, maybe.
It's okay.
Come on, I can show you a minute.
We just saw the final battle, Man of Steel, and my God, what this thing is so ugly.
Did he look like a superhero to you when he's punching Zod through buildings? And he flies through buildings.
He makes him a murderer. What's his name? Zod Snyder.
Oh, Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder. He make the Superman a murderer. Oh my God! I don't want to go see the stuff. I don't care. I just go see the Greek wedding over and over and over just to, to feel good. This is ridiculous, man. Why he did that? Why? What is the point of this?
He has his own crazy reasons for all the stuff that he's explained that are almost funny to listen to when he explains why he does this stuff. But there's very little attention given to the civilians in the battle. I mean, think about
Everybody
it. This is like a huge war in your city, and everyone should be terrified. And instead, the few shots of civilians show them just looking like they're amazed at this. They should be terrified. Instead, they see buildings falling over,
right.
and Superman makes no effort to help people. Or to take the fight away from Metropolis.
Exactly. I don't understand this. This is ugly. This is awful. This is terrible. They make a nice guy, nice, powerful guy, the opposite, bad, ugly, and murderer. That's all is to it. You have a headache just watching this.
Yeah, you know, having a goal to make a movie where Superman just fights somebody and thousands of people, innocent people getting up killed, that's not exciting. You should have goals that excite you and that excite the audience.
Exactly.
Superman should have those goals that excite the audience. Anybody can do that. It doesn't take skill to have Superman's power and just punch somebody and explosions destroy building after building. There's nothing exciting about that.
Superman is a rescuer. He should rescue people. He should help people, old, young, and youngest, older, or whatever, and make him a man. Oh my God!
Having the desire to help people and use his strength to do it—that's exciting because that's something we don't all do every day.
His power to do
That's something we can see and think, oh, that's something to aspire to.
Right.
Instead, Superman becomes like an ordinary person who just has incredible strength.
Everybody's ugly. He makes everything ugly.
Numbing.
This, the Man of Steel, and what's
Batman versus Superman.
Batman versus Superman. It's bunch of ugliness. That's it. That's all is to it.
Yeah, can you imagine, maybe they say it in the movie, I can't remember, but can you imagine Superman in this movie, in Man of Steel, anyone saying he stands for truth, justice, and the American way? After that battle, would they say, oh, Superman, he's great, he stands for truth, justice, and the American way? No, they'd say he's a weapon of mass destruction. He's like a nuclear bomb.
You make him a horrible man. Oh, you know what? I like to think and remember the Superman I know. This is out.
I like to think someday there will be a proper Superman movie that actually shows him being a hero. Even Superman Returns in 2006 was an attempt at that because Bryan Singer loves the original Superman, but it was too... Let me finish.
Okay.
But it was too mute, and Superman was monosyllabic. He didn't talk much. Too serious. He was depressed, lonely. Even that, though, at least he helps people. But at least he rescues people in that, and tries to save them. Like, he does things to save people, even if it's not exciting. I don't think it was done well. Even the plane sequence where he saves the plane, I thought it was too boring and dull, and it wasn't directed right. People on the plane, they don't make any noise when it's crashing. They should be screaming. It doesn't sound alive. And not only that, when he tries to rescue the plane, it's not even clear what he's doing half of it. He just grabs the wing of a plane for half the action sequence, which is not exciting to watch. He's not doing anything dynamic. But even that I look at now and think, well, that is a lot more exciting. Like, at least they tried to make Superman a good guy in that, a decent person. In this, you see him dodge a big tanker truck. Zod throws a gasoline tanker truck at him. Instead of blocking the truck to prevent it from hitting innocent people, Superman jumps out of the way, and the truck hits the building behind him and explodes. And the explosion is all captured on camera. It destroys part of the building.
Let's leave it.
All right, enough is enough. Somebody make a Superman who's actually a hero and charming and funny, and who actually cares about people more than himself.
Right.
This Superman, his mom tells him, you don't owe the world a thing.
Oh my God.
Okay, well, that's not a very exciting hero. I don't have to see a movie for that. I can just turn on the news and see that. I can go on the street and see people who think that.
Boring. This movie is boring.
That's not special effects, the destruction of buildings. Special effect is, to me, a much better special effect is a character who's actually interesting and written well and well portrayed. I mean, well performed.
The way it is right now.
Christopher Reeve was a better special effect.